Hey there, it's Gladys, and I'm here with another answer to a burning question. And this burning question has to do with trust. Now, I know I'm not supposed to make videos with my glasses on, but it is boiling hot here. And I wanted to make sure that I gave you another answer today. And I've got to go fast because I tried doing this before and it's so hot that my phone turned off. So I'm going to try to do this as, let me see, I don't know if I turn around, if that'll help shade my, I don't think it's going to shade my phone at all because now it's going to be hitting the sun directly. But okay, let's get into trust. There's going to be several questions I'm going to answer around trust because I got different versions of trust. How do I trust myself to know if somebody online is really who they say they are? How can I trust myself to see the red flags? How can I trust myself to know that somebody is a good guy and not a narcissist? And I'm going to start by saying that Michelle and I are not psychiatrists, and we highly believe that the word narcissist has been being thrown around in a pretty, I would say, irresponsible way, in that at the moment that somebody is rude or does not treat a woman the way that she should be treated, or who disparages somebody, there's just like toxicity. A lot of times people jump to narcissism, and it is a clinical diagnosis, so I don't use the term. Same thing with gaslighting. There's a clinical diagnosis for gaslighting. It's usually something that happens over a long period of time with someone that you have a close relationship with. So I'm not going to get all textbooky and teachy on you. I just want you to know I'm going to be very selective about the words that I choose to use because I want to be responsible as a coach. So if you have been in a relationship with, and I really hope you can see me because literally it's so hot that my phone keeps turning off. When you are in a relationship with someone who is mistreating you, meaning they are not treating you with love, they are not treating you with respect, where if you were to put, I use this analogy a lot with my clients. Like, remember in school when we had those scales on two sides? If the experience that you're having in a relationship, the part that's heavier, the part that you experience more often is the part where you're not feeling respected. You're feeling like somebody's hurting your feelings. You're the brunt of the joke. What you think, want, and feel doesn't matter. You're probably in a very toxic relationship. And when you have chosen to be in a relationship with someone, I say chose, this is not about guilting yourself, making yourself wrong. None of that stuff is what Michelle and I teach or even engage in. It's just that when you see that there was a choice, then you also have a choice to do something different next time. And so it's empowering. But there is a break in your trust with yourself, right? I hear that. There's a break in your trust with yourself. And part of healing that is not just, I'm going to trust myself more, or I need to learn how to trust myself. We've got to kind of go to the beginning, go in reverse, like if you were watching a movie, and go to the beginning and say, what had me be attracted to this person in the first place? And then what had me choose to stay with the person? Because a lot of times it's that emotional wound that when we heal that emotional wound, then you never have to worry about trusting or giving your heart or wasting any time with a person who doesn't deserve your love, your time, your affection, and your attention. Okay, so how you learn to trust yourself is we get to go to the beginning and say, what was the emotional wound? A lot of times it was started in childhood. We do a lot of work about, how do you heal the child, the little girl, so that the woman can emerge and live her life now and in the future, right? So what was it that happened that had me create a perception of myself as someone who either deserves this kind of treatment, even if consciously you don't believe that, subconsciously there could have been something that you, a program, a story that got embedded and embodied, or what is it that makes me think that I can maybe fix or change this person? A lot of times that's what's going on. So you get to look to see what is the emotional wound that was originally there, and let's get to work on healing that, because once we heal that, then we can create a new way of being and a new way of doing that will not have you engaging in relationships like that. In fact, those men will not be attracted to you, and you will not be attracted to them anymore. So you don't have to worry. They won't even show up in your hemisphere, as I say. So that would be the first step. You want to talk to, maybe, reply to this message if you want to, if you've never had an opportunity to speak to one of our love breakthrough coaches, because when we get to the root, and I always say get to the root, like the weed that you pull up from the root, it doesn't grow back again. And that's how you're going to start to trust yourself. You're going to know that you have the capacity, that you have not just awareness, but you also have the tools to never again have to worry about choosing a man like that to be in relationship with. He won't be attracted to you, and you absolutely won't be attracted to him. All right, I'll see you on the next burning question.